Let's learn IELTS tips. Hey there, I hope you're doing fine. Today I'm going to talk about IELTS tips. So first of all, learn what is IELTS stand for. IELTS is stand for International English Language Testing System. IELTS exam is for the candidate who wants to work or study where English is the language of the communication. International English Language Testing System. IELTS is available in two forms, academic and general. There is no limitation for taking the part in the IELTS exam. You can participate IELTS exam each week, so you can participate IELTS exam 4 times in a month, and the band score is from 1 to 9, and the result will be produced 30 days after the test. We have 4 skills in IELTS exam, which are reading, writing, listening, and speaking. A speaking part is in another day, which is separated from another test, and writing, reading, and listening is in another day. So the speaking part could be before or after the three another tests. Let us start with the listening part. In our country, listening part is the first part of the IELTS exam, and the second part is reading part, and the last part is writing part. Listening part, it takes around 30 minutes, 14 questions, 4 sections, and you have 10 minutes after the exam. You have 10 minutes, 10 extra minutes for transferring your answer to the answer sheet. The problem in the listening part is that you can hear the listening only once, but you have sometimes you can look at the question before the listening is played. The second part of the IELTS exam is reading part. In the reading part, you have 60 minutes. You have to answer to the 14 questions. There is no extra time for transferring your answer to the answer sheets. During 60 minutes, you have to write the answer to the answer sheet, and there is no break time between 3 tests. Well, the last part of the IELTS exam is writing part. You have to write the 2 writings in a writing part. You have to at least write 150 words for the first writing, and you have to write at least 250 words for the second one. And it's better to spend 20 minutes for the first part and 40 minutes for the second part. All the writing, you have to write it with the formal format, not informal format. The differences between academic and general IELTS exam is just writing and also reading. In the writing part, in the first part is different, but in the second part is the same. In the second part, you have to write an essay. You have to write about the argument or a problem. But in the first part, for the academic user, there are, for example, graph, diagram, chart, or table. For example, there is a table. You have to write about the, for example, countries. You have to write a report about the countries. But for the general user, you have to write the letter or you have to describe a problem or a situation. Well, let's talk about speaking part. As I told you, speaking part is in another day. It takes 11 up to 40 minutes. It's between examiner and the candidate. It has got three parts. The first part, the examiner, he or she asking some question about you, for example, some general question about your family, about your study, about your interests, and all the speaking part is recorded by the examiner. In the second part, the examiner give you a cue card. The cue card, for example, in the cue card, they write about one particular subject and some questions. You have to at least to talk 2 minutes about the cue card, and you have to cover all the question. And in the part three, the examiner ask them some question about part two. I mean about the cue card. So let's see a cue card. Describe your hometown. You should say where is it located, what people do there, what the climate is like, and explain how you feel about your hometown. I hope you enjoy it. Bye for now.